In preceding part 1 video, I showed the demolition of the old stairs and landing. This part 2 shows how I built the new posts, joists and side rails. I have finished digging up the treated pine posts from the old stairs and landing. So now my next step is to mix up some concrete, pour it into the holes and install the steel stirrups to mount the cypress pine post. I have put a yellow string line from the furthest post past the middle post to the last post. The string line passes here because that's 100 by 100 for the post, and there's a little bit extra here. The reason is because the stairs were built first previously, and then the concrete was poured around the side rail. So now when I build the new stairs, I'll pour the concrete and cover this, and the side rail will be above the concrete. This is what the steel stirrup looks like. You can see a black marking here. That's 50 mil and that's 60 mil. So that's 130 mil long. That marking is so that I can tell how deep to install the stirrups. Give you a close-up of what it looks like. Got a piece of 90 by 45 mil marble hardwood timber. I'm gonna cut off and use that bit as a post to be bolted into the sub brickwork. I'm just gonna square off the ends of the marble. Cut the first cypress post, the cut lines here. This is the second post. I'm gonna measure from the left end to this point here, and I'm gonna show you this miter saw has not a laser light but a light beam that shadows, so you know exactly, so the light shines against the blade and the blade casts a shadow, so it's exactly where it is. So I've got that shadow line in line with the black marking spot. This is rough sawn cypress pine, so it's a bit rough on the hand. I'm gonna sand it down a little bit. got the south pole and the middle pole braced with timber. I've put a 5mm spacer at the bottom so it raises it from the bottom of the post anchor. So they're good for position and they're good for verticality. I've got the laser level cutting a line across to the tip of this post, and I can see that it slices the top of this, and it also slices the top of this. So they're good for horizontal position, verticality and height of the post. So next step is to drill and put the bolts through. These are 10mm diameter, 130mm long. They're just good for this. Excellent. So I'll drill halfway here, halfway the other side, so the divergence of the hole doesn't get too big. The drill bit will cut the some of the galvanized coating off, so I'm just doing a bit of recoating. This is Rasgard galvanized paint. Oh, nice, it's come through. Okay, the nut on. Make the post, the middle post, hit the middle post. Bolts come through, washer and nut. Drill the second hole now. I think that's good. So as you can see, I've got now the two poles up, the south post and the middle post. This last anchor post, I'll do that once I've built the deck. Then I know how tall to make this last post. I've got the laser level to this line here, which is the top of this beam, and I'm using it mark this here and there so that I can put side rails at the same level. So just let me mark this up. This is a photograph of the old stairs landing that I demolished. It's got dimensions of the timber that I use. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for timber that I can use for the side rails now. They are 145 by 45, This is 200 by 45, but I'll make that 145 by 45. And that's my stock of timber. I'll be able to use this 290 by 45, rip it in the middle to get 145 by 145. It's good to keep inventory, isn't it? I've set up the 290 by 45 in here. I put a strip to just lock it in. This is my Triton saw table, and I'm just going to push it through here. I've cut the first piece, I'm going to cut a second piece. Now that I've ripped it to the right 145mm width, I'm gonna cut it to the correct length. Now that I've ripped it to the right 145mm width, I'm gonna cut it to the correct length. I put an angle here so that the two pieces can meet. So that's good to have a saw like this, which has the height, the clearance to cut that high. These are the side rails I've just cut for the landing. It's green because I painted it with Proteam CN Timber Preservative Oil. It's intended for this particular type of wood, which is ACQ non-arsenic eco wood treated pine. I'm going to paint some tar onto it. I've clamped the first two pieces on. I'm going to put this galvanized screw in here and there, and I'm going to use these brackets go in here. So I've nailed in the galvanized brackets using galvanized bracket nails. Apply some timber preservative to the hole I just drilled. Now for this side. Now got this third rail. I'm gonna put this bracket here and two of these ones here. Okay, I finished nailing these brackets in. I'm gonna do the other side. think that's good. I've now measured this piece off for the two sections of the top rail, this side and that side, marked it out here. I'm going to cut a bevel on this because it meets the other timber at an angle. I now need to cut two pieces as the joist for the landing. I'm cutting my last post, which is this length. There's a bevel here. This is the third post. I've now cut it the size, the length, placed it position, braced it for the correct verticality. Now I'm going to drill holes for the bolts. Next bolt hole. Oh, beautiful. Let me just check verticality again in case I knocked it. No, that's good. That's good. I can lock the nut. I think that's good. We fold it down. I've got this brace across, so the top is braced to that post. On there, I can take this one off. I'll now need to measure this one and cut this. Right, I'm going to put some screws in there. That's marble, this treated pine. Preservative to the drill hole. Second hole. I've positioned this joist. This is nice. There's going to be another one here. So I'm going to drill and use these brackets just on one side. Okay, I think that'll do. I've now got this top rail out. I've drilled a hole. I'm just going to screw the hex screw in. Useful to have long drill bits like this. Start drilling the holes for the bracket. I'm gonna use square head drive galvanized screws instead of just hammering in because I don't want this thing knocked out of shape or out of position. Now to put the screws in here. I've cut this stringer for the stairs. It's going to be bolted to the brickwork. So I've drilled holes, 10mm holes. I'm going to put this 10mm Dynabolt. So I've just temporarily put it in position. It's not clamped, but it's marked for the right position. So I'm going to do a bit of drilling here. Okay, I've just hammered this one in just a touch, just to lock it in position without committing to it in case the position is not right. Because this is not galvanized but just high tensile steel, I'm going to put some of this silicone around it Okay, I've managed to get all the bolts in. I just need to tighten them. That's good, that's tight enough. Just to show you that this is the progress so far. So all the posts are up, joists are up, side rails are up, and the stringers for the stairs are up. So what's left is the stairs and marble deck, and then last of all, paling. So it's nearly there. Do hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe to my channel for more, including part 3 where I finish building the stairs and landing.